talk about leaving your baggage and your negativity back in your home country if you're going to retire in a different country. Because if you bring your politics, your negativity, your gripes about your ex, your gripes about your kids, your gripes about everything, and then you go to that different country and you put down the people that don't speak exactly like you want them to, but English is not their first language, and you get angry with them, why do it? Learn the language before you move there. And if you can't, then just have to live with not knowing their language and doing the best you can, and them doing the best they can. One thing I've learned is you got to have patience. You got to be nice to people. If you be nice to people, they'll be nice to you. And yes, we all make mistakes, and they make mistakes, you make mistakes. But if you drive, oh, I'm driving and I hate this traffic. I hate the way these people drive. I hate the way that they take my order wrong at the restaurant. I hate the way that when I go to the mall, they don't know exactly what I want to buy. And they try to talk to my wife or my girlfriend. And I don't like that, because I want them talking to me. I'm doing business with them. I'm spending my money. Well, I let my wife do most of the talking because she knows the language. She can get a better price than I can. And she's more knowledgeable about her country. You know, if I took her to America, I would have to teach her a lot. Now I'm in her country, she's having to teach me a lot. I've been coming here since late 70s, and over the decades visited, but now I've been serious and married and have a daughter in a different country, which is the Philippines, and I'm very happy here. And no, life is not perfect, and neither was it back when I was home. Nothing is perfect. I don't care where you go. I love being in the tropical weather here. I lived in Florida for 45 years, 46 years, whatever it was, and I loved it there, and I love it here in the Philippines. You know, there's days when it's too hot. There's days when it was too hot back in Florida, back in August. You could die over there, you felt like. So, you know, just don't bring that negative politics. You know, I want to talk politics all the time. We used to have a breakfast group, and I have a dear friend, Mike Johns, and he lived here for 20 years. He moved back to Australia recently because of health issues, and he can get his medical over there for free. But he told me a long time ago, he said, Monty, we have a little breakfast group, and we do not talk politics. I don't allow it. He was like in charge of it. He said, I don't allow it because it just, let's talk about our wonderful new life we have here. We can talk about our children back home. We can talk about the positive things going on. Why sit and dwell on who's doing this, who's doing that, what president is this, what president is that. I don't like this guy, I don't like that girl, I don't like that. Who cares? And you know what, I was sitting at the Octagon, it's a sports bar, restaurant deal, and I was eating, and there's a conversation going behind me, and it was a Russian guy and a Ukrainian, and they came there with their two girls, and they met up or whatever, met when they got there, I don't know. And they started talking politics and about the war and everything that's going on back home. And these girls were just, you know, they wanted to enjoy a meal and talk, you know, spend time with their boyfriend or husband or whatever they were to them. And these guys are just going off about politics, about Putin and about this one and about that one. And the one girl said, you know what, if you guys don't quit talking politics, I'm just going to leave and go home. And she ended up, he wouldn't stop, so she went out and got on a trike and left. And I don't blame her. You know, who wants this you know, they don't want to talk politics about their country. We're not supposed to talk about politics in another country. We're not from there. We're not voting there. And we shouldn't be worried about if we move to a different country, except for our Social Security or retirement. Why do we care what's going on back in the USA? I mean, I've lived 62 years. I've seen a lot of presidents come and go. And I've seen an improvement in America all along. It's always came up. And it's always had, whether it's a good president or a bad president, we always work through it. We always come out okay. And yeah, I agree, there's maybe some things that are wrong, but there's things that are wrong in every country, every culture, everything. Nothing's perfect. And I just want to live my life in peace and harmony. And no, it's not like that every day, but I try my best. And I try to keep my wife happy. I've got a little 4-year-old daughter, and I love to see her happy and doing the things she wants. And yes, we have to be tough with her sometimes, because you have to with a 4-year-old. But majority of the time, she's my rock. That little girl, I can be having a horrible day, and she'll come up and give me a hug and say, "Daddy, I love you." And it takes everything away. All the negativity just goes away. And I hear a lot of guys that, you know, this is not the only country I've lived in. I've also lived in Honduras, and I visited quite a few countries over the decades, and even Thailand, hung out there for a while. I didn't like it because I couldn't drive on the right side of the road, and I didn't speak the language, and not many of them spoke English. So it was just difficult. I chose the Philippines over that because of a couple of reasons. One is they speak English, most of them, and if not, they try very hard. And the other thing is it's pretty much a Christian nation, so I know if I get married to a nice Christian lady, she's probably going to stay with me and not run around on me. To where, you know, if you live in a country where it doesn't really matter, then girls will tend to cheat and run around. But I have found a wonderful woman. We are very happy together. We have been for almost 6 years now. And I just trying to get through to some people before they come here to leave the negativity back home. And I had a guy we talked about recently that came over, and he spent a lot of money here, probably 20 grand. And he went all over the place, and he went to other countries, but he spent most of his time here. And he took a couple of girls, and sometimes more than 2, with him, and they just all enjoyed it. And the girls, of course, enjoyed going to a different country and having expenses paid and whatever. And when he got back, we talked, and he said, "You know what, Monty? These were the happiest days of my life. I will never forget this. I've done things that I never did back home." And it was just an experience that I'll have those memories forever. And so what, I spent a little money, I had a good time, and I enjoyed my vacation over there. So that's positivity. He didn't, no matter what people were telling him, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're spending money, you're wasting money on these girls, you're doing all this stuff that's so dumb." And I even thought about it for a minute. I was like, "Good Lord, what are you doing, man?" But you know what? He was happy, and it was wonderful for him. So all that bad stuff, we just need to leave at home. We need to be happy. We need to be cheerful. We need to make other people happy. You know what? The more you help other people, the happier you'll feel about yourself. If you come over here because you were lonely in the USA or wherever country you're from. I always mention the USA, that's where I'm from. But if you're lonely back there, don't come over here and make yourself lonely too, wherever. I mean, there's wonderful people you can go hang out with. I have Filipino friends. I have many foreigner friends. And I think it's wonderful because I have friends now from Iceland, Greenland, Norway, Germany, Russia. My next door neighbor is Russian. I know another guy down the road, Ukrainian. Most people are always nice. You're going to get, the biggest thing you have to watch out for when you come into a different country is not the locals. It's the people back from your country that you have to watch out for. And other countries. It's the expats. Because more of them are fighting and arguing with you than anybody else. I don't fight and argue, I just stay away from it. But like I was driving my wife down the boulevard just day before yesterday. And a foreigner, probably brand new here, came out in a scooter, cut in front of us, slowed down. So traffic picked up and I was able to go around him again, go up the road. And as soon as traffic got in our way or we got stopped, he got in front of us again, slowed down. And this happened twice. And I just rolled down my window and turned around and looked at him. And he's all, F you, you so-and-so. Flipped me the bird. And I was like, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Everybody comes to different countries and they want everything like they had it back in their country. And if it's not, they're going to be, And then we have the power drinkers. Let's go get drunk, start a fight, and get kicked out of the country or banned forever or blacklisted, whatever. And why do all that crap, I don't drink. I decided a long time ago that I'm not a good drinker. I get angry when I drink, and I need to stop and leave it alone, so I did. And it was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. Because I see so many of these guys that come here. Beer is less expensive than it is back home. So boy, I can drink twice as much for half the money, for the same money or whatever. And boy, they're just powering it down. And I just can't do that. I just don't see, if you want to go out and have a couple of beers, that's fine. I'm not going to judge you. But if you go out and power drink all day, and you're down on the boulevard in the evening and night, whatever, hanging out, and you want to fight people and end up in jail in the Philippines, more power to you. I don't want to be in jail here eating watered down rice and fish heads. No thanks. So think about what you're doing. When you go to the immigration or you go to the LTO, which is where you get your license and registrations and all that stuff. If you go there and you get angry and you scream at them people, you think they care? They're not going to change because you don't like the way they're doing things. They're going to keep doing things the way they've always been doing it, and nothing's going to change because you don't like it. So if it's that bit of a problem, then just get that plane ticket, head on back home, and be miserable back home. Don't come over to a different country and try to make the locals miserable because you don't like it. Well, then go back home. It's not your country. Be thankful they're letting you into their country and you can go around. I mean, try to go to China. You have to get a visa, you have to do all kinds of stuff to even get in there before you can even come. When I went there, I was on a plane. I was coming to the Philippines. I stopped over in Shanghai, sorry. I was in Shanghai. They put me on I had to walk down the stairs instead of into the airport. Then I had to get on a bus where you have to stand up and hang on the straps. Then they had newspaper across all the windows on the side that's not facing the airport because they don't want you to see what they got going on there. And I just felt so unwelcome, so distant. So, I went in the airport and I couldn't buy anything because I didn't have any of their money. I only had dollars. I had nowhere to exchange it. And the flight was delayed and we ended up there like 14 hours layover, and they felt bad for us to start bringing us crackers and stuff. But it was just terrible. So when I can come to a nice free country like the Philippines, where I can pretty much do what I want, go where I want, and have what I want. I can't buy land, and I think that's a good idea. I don't think that other foreigners should be coming over and buying up all the land. And then Filipinos can't afford to buy it because you drove up the price. And that's just a fact of life. And I don't mean it meanly or angrily. I just mean, I wish our country was like that. I wish America was like that. Because everybody comes there. And, China owns more of America, dollar for dollar, than we do as Americans. They're born there and raised there. So, that's another thing to keep in mind, So you can't own land in the other country where you're going to. I bought land in Honduras. You think I own it now? No, my ex owns it because she's a citizen there and I was not. So, anyway, I'm just rambling on this video. Just trying, I woke up with this on my mind, and I just want, if I can get one person to think about what they're doing before they come to Mexico, to the Philippines, Honduras, Ecuador, Nicaragua, wherever you plan on retiring. Just don't take negativity with you. Look at this wonderful new experience you can have. And we watch all these movies on Netflix and other channels and whatever about going and visiting some beautiful country. And we say, oh my gosh, if I could just go there, it'd be a wonderful time. I would have it'd be so exciting. Then you get there and I don't like everything, and it's not the way I wanted it. Go home. Go home. Get that ticket, take a bus, take a taxi, whatever you have, get to the airport, buy that ticket, and go back to where you came from. Then you'll be happy or miserable like you were. But I was very lonely, had a very long time where I was single, and I couldn't find the type of girl that I wanted back in the USA. I wanted a family-oriented lady that wanted to be with me and I wanted to be with her, and we wanted to make each other happy. And if you're going to bring X, Y, I had a moment there where I wasn't going to be gay, but I didn't like females. I got burnt so bad by my ex, I just didn't want nothing to do with another female. Then I went out on a couple dates because I thought, well, maybe I'll try. And, I had girls asking me, what's my credit score, how much money I made a year after I pay for my bills and child support and alimony, how much money was left for her. Not for me or not for us, how much money she's going to get after I pay my bill. And I was like, this is not the way I want to live. I want me and my significant other to build something together and have a life together. I haven't done wonderful things for my wife so far, but we do have a home to live in. She will have a roof over her head. I will leave her better off than what I found her. My daughter will have an income when I'm gone, and actually has income coming in now. So just love life, love your future, love to look forward to what you're going to do tomorrow. Look forward to what you're going to do for the rest of the day. Be happy, be joyful. Make yourself go out and do something and be happy. You know, when I first met my wife, we rode our motorbike all over this island. And we had so much fun together and got to go touring around. And I took her to Manila, I took her to Cebu, I took her to Bohol. You know, and now she's in Siquijor right now as we speak. And these are all places that she never got to visit in her entire life living here. And I feel good that I was able to help her experience some of those wonderful things. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the thumbs up you guys give us and all the comments. And if you feel some type of way about what I'm talking about, drop a comment down below. Let's discuss it back in the comments. All right, guys? God bless and take care.